Okay. Ah, no echo. I am really sorry. I had to start over again because there was an echo, and that's a new one actually. I've had some problems with the internet connection lately, and it seems to affect the sound sometimes. Hopefully, we should be okay now. I will write in the chat here something. Um, okay. Only members to the channel can comment. This is to avoid haters and trolls. I'm sorry, but it's been really bad lately. Okay. So if you want to comment, you will have to be a member to this channel. And I hate to do that, but otherwise it becomes a chaos. And I suspect that there are bots involved at this point as well. I don't know exactly how that works, but some of the activity seems not to be organic, if you know what I mean. So, we're going to talk about the invasion of the Ukraine again. Um, and I want to point out a few things here. And I am fully aware of the fact that some of the things I will be saying are not popular. But that's okay. Um, I need to be honest. I mean, this is not a game. It's not a popularity contest. People are dying as we speak, and I to the trolls and haters and people who are so certain that they know why and know the why of this. I sometimes have an urge to tell them, "You are among adults now, okay?" But maybe they are adults, but yeah. Okay, so Paolo, thanks a lot for joining. Good to see you. Um, and you're very, very welcome. And of course, when you are a member, you will have access to the members only live streams as well. But okay, let me. I have some bullet points here on the side here. um, and I believe that, and this is, I think, this one I don't know, okay, but I want to share a thought with you, an idea. It seems to me that Western, if we can call them that, Western mainstream media and Western um, politicians, most of them, were a little bit surprised on the move of Putin moving his troops into Russia like this. It seems to me that they were caught a little bit off guard, and because of that, could it be that the narratives are forming now? That we are witnessing the narratives forming now? That's one thing, and the other thing is that people say that mainstream media, they are always lying, and some people, they say that whatever mainstream media says, I will believe the opposite. Well, that's nonsense, because nobody does that, and we are of course talking about how mainstream media wasn't truthful, to say it, but to put it kindly, when it comes to the whole COVID and measures taken. And we know that now. Um, and because of that, some people say that, well, they lied about that, so they must be lying about everything. No, there's a lot of stuff we believe that are in mainstream media, and typically people will believe mainstream media when it fits their perception of reality or what they think to be true, what they believe to be true. And that's how we are as human beings. And if you think about it, there are lots of examples of that. Um, and the other thing I want to address here is that I think it's actually astonishing that people who learned and who people who refuse to believe mainstream media, people who were not fooled by mainstream media during the so-called pandemic, they are very happy to believe Russian mainstream media. There is actually Russian mainstream media, believe it or not. Actually, in Russia, it's very difficult to be a journalist if you go against the mainstream narrative. They will put you in jail if you do that, typically, and make life very difficult for you. And the same goes for authors and novelists over there. It's they do not believe in. I mean, Putin and his little friends. They do not believe in freedom of speech, and they are controlling mainstream media. So people will go on social media and they think, well, this is not mainstream media, is it? It's social media. Social media. It's alternative media. No, no. I mean, okay, mainstream media is also on social media. Mainstream media is everywhere. And Russian mainstream media is also on social media. Russian mainstream media will reach you. And and it's so naive to think that yeah, okay, I won't get into a rant on that. I just wanted to point out that don't come here to my channel and troll and hate on me or you guys, the subscribers here, for pointing out stuff that we believe to be true about the Ukraine crisis. If mainstream media in the West is saying the same thing. Just because mainstream media says something doesn't mean that it must be false. And listen, politicians in the West, mainstream media in the West, why would they lie if the truth fits their narrative? Sometimes the truth will fit their narrative, and then why would they lie? Okay. Now, I'm not saying they are 100% truthful or even 70% truthful about this. The most honest thing I can say about that is that I don't know. And most of us, we don't know. We are not in the Ukraine. We are sitting behind our keyboard. So we need to be a little bit humble about this. Okay. So um, I want to point out a few things um, also. First of all, I want to address the haters and trolls. I've had so many people misbehaving, acting like little brats in the comment section to my videos. I'm kicking them out if I see them. They will not be seeing my videos anymore because I don't want them to. Well, actually, they should, but they will just make them, make a lot of noise and make it unpleasant for other people there. So I'm kicking them out when I see them. And don't come here, and I'm talking to the haters, if there are anyone listening, don't come here and try to lecture me or anyone else here unless you are highly educated and you have been traveling in the area here in the Ukraine and Russia. Um, don't even try, you know. Um, and just because something is not mentioned in a given video doesn't mean that I haven't looked into it. Listen, when you have a large channel like my main channel, you really have to fact check everything and thoroughly. Sometimes I don't have time for that, so I will have something here and I don't have time to do the proper fact checking, then I can't add it to the video, okay? Even though it could be true, you know? So, but anyway, I just wanted to say that as well. I am happy to see that, by the way, just as a side note here, that today Norwegian mainstream media has a large case. They've been writing on the also also battalion, the also battalion in the Ukraine, and their evil actions, and what they've been doing. So it's not all black and white not even in mainstream media on this. And I believe that this is because the narratives are forming as we speak. People were caught a little bit off guard. And I'm seeing one narrative which, and I don't know if this one will survive because it's so immensely stupid. Well, yeah, shouldn't be. Yeah, well, maybe it will survive. You know, we've seen stupid narratives survive before, and people will believe whatever. Yeah, but here's the narrative. Um, what the Putin regime is doing now is it's right-wing extremism. That's the narrative, and I've seen it desperately. The leftists are desperately trying to frame it like this, that it's right-wing extremism. Um, it's a funny one. This is communism. It is proper communism, classic communism. And I get it. These people, they've been flirting with communism for decades, and now they're seeing what it is in real life. And then they have to call it right-wing extremism. It's extremely dishonest and disgusting. So, I want to point out something else here. Another one. Yeah, this is also a side note. One of the popular uh, ideas floating around the internet now is that I don't know if you've seen it. They paint the letter C, on the tanks, and some people were saying, "Well, it's the," and this is the theory floating around the internet and here on YouTube. Um, it's The theory is that those are Ukrainian tanks and it's a Nazi symbol and the Ukrainians are Nazis. No, the Z stands for Za Pobedu. Za Pobedu. I'm sorry if the pronunciation is not correct. That's Russian for victory. It's something that Russian soldiers sometimes will write on their tanks. It's a war symbol used by the Russians, as far as I understand. Um, and it doesn't stand for World War Z either. Some people are saying that. No, it stands for victory, and it's Russian. Um, I've saved the most unpopular thing here for last. I think, and this is something I don't know, but I think, and I'm just raising my hand here and asking you guys to um, keep an eye on this. okay? Because I'm getting worried. Well, obviously, but I'm getting worried about actually the Ukrainian government and their. Uh, Here's what I think. Okay, I'll just say it. I think that they might turn out quite totalitarian and inhumane in the end. I don't know, but I've seen some. That's my gut feeling. Okay, nothing more than my gut feeling, and maybe I'm wrong and I don't know, but I'm just saying it. Okay, and the reason why I say that is that actually I got this feeling, this gut feeling about this when they said that it's illegal for Ukrainian men to leave the country. If you're between 18 and 60, you cannot leave the country. You have to stay and fight. I can understand why they say that, but I'm against forcing people like that. And you might disagree, but I I got a little bit worried when I saw that, when I heard that. And now in the news, and this one I had, it's in mainstream media, so yeah, I don't know if you should trust it or not, but I will be able to fact check this in during the day. But the rumor has it that the Ukrainian intelligence agents have executed one of the diplomats, a man with the name Denis Kiriev. He was in the meetings, the talks with the Russians, um, and they say that he was a spy or collaborated with the Russians or something like that. So they shot him. That's that, it's. I just saw it a few minutes ago, and so you'll have to fact check that one for yourself. Um, so I'm a little bit worried because we are talking about a country with a lot of corruption. We're talking about one of the most corrupt nations in Europe. And as I said in my first video on this, there's been ethnic cleansing going on towards Russians in eastern Ukraine. And we don't know how or if the Ukrainian state has been involved. Well, at least I don't know. So what I'm saying here is, it's just me being a little bit worried. Okay, it might not. Well, it certainly is not as black and white as it is portrayed in some Western mainstream media, and certainly not as black and white as it is portrayed in Russian mainstream media. So, and again, let me just say that Russian mainstream media will reach you. I mean, they are not only in Russia, they are on social media. And I've seen activity on my channel that seems to be not organic. Okay. The same sentences, the same statements. I've seen similar things happening after the videos where I've been criticizing China or the regime in China. Yeah, but anyway, I might be wrong on things I'm saying. I am constantly adjusting my view on things as I get more information. And I am keeping an eye on this every day, several times a day, actually. Why? Well, Uh, well, actually, maybe I haven't told you, but I could be enlisted. I thought I was too old, but I can be enlisted in my um, not the department, but my division in the Norwegian defense up until the age of 55. So yeah, I'm 49. So okay, I just found out um, about that. So yeah, I don't think that will happen. Don't think it will get to that. But yeah, no, I'm Cephal. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, we shouldn't go anti-Ukrainian, but we should just keep an open mind and we should try to get proper information. Okay. Um, and what can I say? I don't know. It's just a gut feeling, okay? And when I say that, and I say it's a gut feeling and I don't know, it's meant to, it's not a fact, it's just me being a little bit worried. Are we seeing tendencies towards a totalitarian rule by what we in Norway call de sterke menn, the strong man, a group of mighty men who strong men who will govern and rule the country with dictatorial power. We have seen that before after something like this, and hopefully that will not happen. Hopefully, uh, the Ukrainians will keep to have a sovereign. Will they will have still have a sovereign nation after this, and well, we can hope, and they will be a modern democratic uh, country. You know. Um, uh, let's see here. I'll just try to respond to your comment here. Your comments. And let me also add that I fully understand that. I mean, the Ukrainians, they are fighting now. They are in the middle of. I think it's difficult for us to even imagine what it's like down there now, in the war zones there. And who are we to lecture them in what to say and which words to use and so on? I know the NATO refused to. They decided not to protect the Ukrainian airspace because doing that would involve sending fighter jets from NATO into the Ukraine, and that could spark, you know, the end of the world, nuclear war. Um, and the president Zelensky, he was almost yelling at NATO for that. And I can understand his frustration. Of course, people are dying, and so it's not straightforward. But I think we just can't. We can't risk that. But I'm not a military strategist or whatever that's called. So I don't know, but on this one, I will trust their decision on this, even though I understand it must be horrible for the Ukrainians to. Yeah, okay. Let me get to the comments here. Yeah, the first one, only members to the channel can comment. I never do that, but I did it now because I've seen so much hater activity lately. Um, Wolf Odin, Laura, and good evening to you, Paolo. Yeah, it's so far just got up. Not not so bad, you know. Uh, let's see here. Uh, Nick and Tambara. Um, yeah, Paolo, that's wise words there. Absolutely. Yeah, it's here's the thing about NATO expansion, which I also mentioned in my first video on this. And and they say that that's the reason why the Putin regime, why they did this, you know, and that they are viewing this as aggression from the West. And but the important question is, would this have happened anyway? I mean, again, I don't know, but would it have happened anyway? Would this was it only the yeah, I don't know. You know, I won't get further on into that. Canadian Spider-Man, well, thank you. From British Columbia. And Tambora, absolutely. We can't, we should not trust mainstream media. Um, it's, but sometimes they are correct, you know, but it's sometimes a little bit difficult to know. Caroline, welcome as a member. Yeah, Nick, I absolutely agree. There isn't a good guy here. Um, well, there might be some heroes involved here, but not the one. Those are not the ones you see in the news. That's my opinion on that. You know, exactly. It's this is not about the Russian people. I, they are victims as well. You know, and I know in Norway there are lots of Russians living in Norway, especially up north where we have a border towards Russia, and they are shocked and saddened and disgusted by what's happening. And what they are reporting on is that when they call relatives in Russia, the relatives in Russia are telling them a completely different story. And that's probably because mainstream media is so dominant in Russia that they don't they get a version that is completely different over there. Other world Laster, thanks a lot. Yeah, we should ignore haters. Sometimes I sometimes it gets a little bit difficult to in the chat here, but I will get back to having everyone being able to comment in the chat. But I just wanted to try this setup now. Exactly, it's like China, you know. We shouldn't have anything about anything against the Chinese people, and they are victims to it. It's the government, it's the regime. Um, let's see. Ole Jørgen Sivertsen, welcome as a member, and Cephal, thanks a lot for the donation there. Um, let's see here. Yeah, well, I've been on Rumble for a long time. You know, Rumble is it's okay, but they do demonetize a lot. You know, and Martina from Luxembourg. Yeah, by the way, alternative platforms are not necessarily much better. You know, um, Yeah, Wolf Odin is saying Ukraine will keep the western half, Russia will maintain presence in eastern half. Yeah, that could happen, you know. Enrico, yeah, thanks for the donation. No good guys in this fight, and the civilians in both countries are paying the price. Let's see. I tend to disagree, Brian. That's basically all Russia asked, and NATO weapons out. Coming from Norway, I can tell you that there's been a constant rhetoric used towards us. We are NATO members. That is, it's like it's very condescending and aggressive, and they are threatening, and they are. Uh, so I tend to disagree respectfully there. Um, okay. Yeah, Martina, the thing about sending weapons into the Ukraine is, I think it's a difficult one. Well, maybe it's a difficult one in the sense that it could spark more Russian aggression, but then it's not so difficult in a way because that would have happened anyway. So I personally think that it didn't change anything. So I'm not an expert on this, you know. I'm just sitting here and trying to get a grip of the situation. But that's what I think, you know. Um, no, Margot, yeah, the Russian fighter jets near Gotland, in Sweden. Yeah, that I think it was not a mistake. I think it was calculated. It has happened before, and it tends to happen when. Well, actually, I don't know if it tends to happen when situations are tense. When it's tense, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think it was random. I don't think they make errors like that. But I've never been in a fighter plane, so I don't know. No. Um, so yeah, it's like it's very tempting to view this in black and white, and that can be done in many ways. I guess some people they will say simply that if it's in mainstream media, and then they typically mean Western mainstream media, they will not believe it. Well, I'm saying you shouldn't believe it just because it's in mainstream media, but it doesn't mean that everything in mainstream media is a lie. That's an important one. Okay, why would they lie if the truth fits their narrative? That's one thing. You know, sometimes the truth fits the narrative, um, and yeah, and other people they swallow up everything coming from Russian mainstream media. I think the best way to view this now is to not jump to conclusions. I'm saying that all the time. Don't jump to conclusions. We will have to change our opinion on this as we get access to more proper information. You can't you can't have a clear view of the situation, a situation as complex as this, just after a few days. It's just impossible. Oh yeah, Boomer21, thanks for the donation. Yeah, that's yes, this theory, and I've seen it before, is that Western globalists they would love World War III in order to achieve their Great Reset. Uh, uh, my views on this, well, I my views are that I don't think they need a World War III, and it would be devastating for them as well. I don't think that's their goal, but I think that as the world economy, and especially European economy, is being drastically changed now because of the sanctions, certain people are they are very busy now, putting themselves into positions where they will gain from this. I don't think this was planned by the Klaus Schwab people. Putin is one of those, by the way. I don't think so. But I do think that people like that will take advantage of a crisis like this. Absolutely. And maybe um, some of the sanctions are motivated by those people's selfish greed. We shouldn't rule that out either. Darren Adams, well, actually, there are lots of comments now. Thank you for that. Wolf Odin, you received your Fenris wooden carved candle holders from the Ukraine. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, Brian, I'm seeing your comment there. As I said before, the people who are condemning this, well, it should be condemned, but the people doing that, the state leaders doing that, have blood on their hands. And it's like we need to keep things. We need to think straight about this, okay? We should condemn it. So it's right of those people to condemn it, but it's, as I said in my video, it's like one wife beater telling another wife beater to stop beating his wife. They're both bad, and one of them might be more brutal than the other, but they are none of them are good guys, Paolo, if this happened because they see America as a weak country now, I can't answer that, because again, sitting here in Norway, I don't know. But I do think that Biden is seen as a weak leader. Yeah, okay. Because of the battery and stuff, I'll have to finish this live stream very soon now. JDO, welcome as a member, and also Tom D, welcome as a member. That's wonderful. Thank you. And Nick says, I think Russia probably wanted to do this anyway. And the NATO stuff is just part of the way they are justifying it, so to speak. I'll couple that with Biden pretending to be president. Well, yeah, it's certainly it's very tempting to point out that there are lots of factors coming together, so okay. If I didn't say so already, Tom D, welcome as a member to the channel. Yeah, that's an interesting one, Martina. Is this used to distract from the crumbling narrative of COVID, because it was crumbling, and those of us who called it out, we um, we were right, and they don't like that so much. So was this? I don't think this was started to to hide what I just said, but I certainly think that someone somewhere has been saying that. Well, this was quite convenient, you know. Um, um, yeah, Brian, I understand where you're coming from there, but you know, I can tell you from a Norwegian, as a Norwegian, I can tell you that. Now, put it this way: I don't know if you are in the USA or, well, put it this way. What would you think if, yeah, well, I don't know, Canada? It's, I'm just picking Canada because it is a border towards the USA. Canada started telling the USA what they are allowed to do when it comes to their defense, their army, their alliances, and they kept doing that. I can tell you, you wouldn't like that. You would start hating the regime in Canada for that. This being YouTube, okay, I'm not saying that's happening at all or that it will happen. I'm just using Canada as an example because it has border towards the USA, and it is like Norway has border towards Russia, and Russia is being very condescending and aggressive in their rhetoric towards Norway. And here's what I think, and my response to that, and how many Norwegians feel is like the Russians don't get to, the Russians, I mean the Russian politicians and officials, they don't get to decide what we do here. We will do as we like in our own country. We are not afraid of that little bald, little ugly guy in the Putin guy. We're not afraid. We will do as we like in our own country. So keep that in mind. Try to look at it from that side as well. Nick says, I already hate the Canadian government. Well, yeah, but yeah, well, it's a different reason, I guess. Yeah, he's a very slimy man. That yeah, okay, let's not get into that one. Um, uh, Tawaka, good to see you here, and thank you for. Well, you are a member, of course. Yeah, I don't have my glasses. I should have my glasses. Let's see here. Tom, good to see you. Uh, okay, Wolf Odin says I miss Bjorn the Viking. Yeah, Bjorn the Viking is coming back very soon. Uh, yeah, another theory is that Putin is mentally unstable, and that I don't know if this is true, but it's a theory that I've seen. He's been so afraid of COVID that he's been in isolation pretty much for 2 years, and he's only been speaking to the same few people through those 2 years. Otherworld Laster. No, I actually the thing, the bug, it hasn't disappeared in the mainstream media. Um, but it's not on top of the newspaper. It's not in the headlines, but at least here it hasn't disappeared. But it's people are not, you know. Here's how it works, and I know some journalists. They need the views, they need the clicks, and they will push old news back. Uh, okay. Oh, you bought Nick. You bought a Mura bushcraft. Are you happy with that? It's great. Okay. Yeah. What made you change your change of topic here? Your opinion on full time versus not? Yeah, it's off topic, but very interesting. Actually, the weight of the knife, and a full time knife is more solid. People are clicking out of the live stream now, but okay. But actually, it's the weight, and if you well, it's not a big difference, but everything adds up, and I'm trying to lighten my load as much as possible. Boomer21, thanks for the donation. Chances of being cyber attacked. Yeah, well, just a couple of days after I made my video where I addressing Putin, I had an attempt to someone tried to hack into my online presence. They did not succeed. So that's yeah, that will happen. China takes Taiwan due to them ending up getting sanctions as well. I don't know, um, but yeah, it is happening. Jake Ryan, real thanks a lot for the donation. Um, yes, let's talk axes and knives. We'll get back to that. Otherworld lasted. Did you find your land? No, I didn't. Actually, now I'm not searching because now it's a little bit uncertain. The big thing here in Norway is actually um, preparing for a nuclear disaster, because lots of us will remember Chernobyl. So it's like people are more concerned with um, getting iodine and knowing where the nearest bomb shelter is, actually. Um, Michael Murphy, you're saying our generation has had no great war, no great depression. Our war is spiritual. Our depression is our lives. Yeah, I think we are lucky. You know, I've not had to fight in any war, and I'm happy that I haven't had to do that. You know, but okay, I will have to end this live stream now, and yeah, as I said, I was just trying to highlight some things going on, some things that I'm a little bit worried about. And let's keep an open mind and let's keep our eyes on the situation as the best we can. Um, Maria, thanks for the donation. Um, yeah, wooden cup. You can make them, or you can buy them in a sports store, I guess. Okay. I will hug my dogs. Yeah, the galgos. I will absolutely. Yes. Have a wonderful day and stay safe. We'll talk soon. Bye.